Welcome back, everybody. This is shed hunting number 2, second video. And I've been walking for 2.1 miles so far today, looking at my track. And I hadn't found jack squat. I'm looking for HLB's antlers that have got to be somewhere here. And I'm just striking out. I'm kind of running out of, I don't know. I think the next step, I really need to grid search this field out here, because I know that there's numerous occasions where I have cameras on the edge where I could see HLB out in the field. You'd think the antlers would stick right out there, but there's enough, where the tire ruts are, if they fell down into one of them, you'd have to kind of drive right up on them. But anyways, what I was getting at is I have a shed right here. I'm right here in these old tree pine tops. My tree stand, ladder stand's right there, and I was walking right through here. I had walked right by this thing the other day. I mean, I literally walked right through here, never seen this. It kind of blends in. I don't know if you guys can see it on the video from right here, but there's a shed right there. You can see there's beds. They've been bedding right here, and right there is a little shed. In fact, I know exactly what deer this is. This is a little, year and a half old 8-point. I actually seen him I seen him hunting multiple times right over here. And in fact, Carl found the other side to this buck down on the creek bottom in his food plot. Let me pull the picture up from Carl and show you the other side that he found. Right there. So right there's the other side to that. I'm gonna go ahead and get a picture of it quick, and then I'm gonna pick it up. Okay, let's pick that sucker up. There it is. Got a little pus, it looks like, on the base there, but that's a really nice year and a half old buck. Hopefully he sticks right around here. He's got a lot going for him as a young deer. And this deer was with HLB a lot. They winter together, so obviously you would think that probably HLB's antlers would be right here somewhere, but I have really covered this. I say that, but I didn't see this one my first time through, so maybe they are here and I just didn't see them. Either way, that is shed number 2 on the year. Let's keep looking. That gives me a little life. I needed it. Needed a little life. We're on a roll. It was only about 15 minutes ago I found this one, and I came walking down this gator path right here. Actually, the very first shed of the year I picked up right under that scrape right there is a little tiny one, and this has actually had quite a bit of snow left in here, so you couldn't really see it, but I was just kind of zigzagging in and out of here. These deer were eating this grass. You can see there's deer crap all over there, kind of eating this grass in here. And I came over here, I could see a tine sticking up. Right there lays a little shed. Right there, a little 4-point side. So that's 3 sheds that I've found within like 50 yards of each other, just right here. And they like bedding right here on the edge of this field because you get all the morning sun. So this always melted off before, everything else. So I think they like bedding in here, but I'm gonna get a picture of this and then pick it up. Okay, let's pick it up. There it is. Ooh, that's got kind of a gnarly looking pedestal there. Yikes. Heck yeah. We're doing good. We're doing good. That's 3 sheds on the ear. I'm gonna look through here a little harder now. Well, we just made a really sweet find. It's not HLB, but it's a really cool buck. And I'm a doofus and thought the camera was rolling, and I already did all this once and picked it up, but I just put it back down where it was. I'm right in between the field. Heck, the gators, I just parked the gator right there and was just walking, zigzagging this creek bottom right up through here. It goes out to a point in the field. And I could see these tines sticking up over here, and walked over here, and sure enough, this isn't actually a shed. I already picked it up. This is a horn that is snapped off, and I know exactly what buck this is. This is a deer that we actually had numerous encounters with. Monty had it come out in the food plot a couple times, and Kaylee had it come out in the food plot while she was hunting. And I had this buck in Cherry Ridge right across the road quite a bit in the early November. And this buck actually snapped this off in between November 5th and November 8th at some point, because I have pictures of him with both sides November 4th in Cherry Ridge hitting some scrapes, and then I have him again on November 8th, and this side was broke off. And obviously now he only has his left side. But so this is where he must have gotten into a hell of a fight right here, and this broke off, because it takes a lot to break one of these antlers. I'll show you some of the video of him as a half rack out in the food plot. Heck of a nice buck. It's a mature deer, definitely 3 or 4.5 years old. Going to be a really nice buck next year. Pretty incredible to find the actual broke off horn. Now I think his shed is, he did winter over here a little bit. I have him right over here on a scrape quite a bit, but I don't ever think I actually seen him after he had shed, so I don't know if he moved off somewhere or if his sheds really are in here somewhere. I was coming right down this big trail. There's a huge deer trail that goes up into the field and then crosses the road into our pasture right here, and I could see these points sticking up right over there in that slough. Pretty awesome find. Let's check out this, see if there's anything else laying up in here. I don't see any other antlers. Well, I just worked over this point going out to the field here really good, and obviously I found this busted off horn from that buck that I just whacked myself in the face with that. That felt good. And around in the field right here, and I was coming up the edge heading back to the Honda, and this isn't by any means this year's shed, but it looks like there's an antler right here in the water. You can see these old tire tracks coming through here, and right there is a point. This is definitely not this year's by any means. Look at that. It's all discolored from being in the water. I remember that deer. This is actually from last year. This deer had 3 on the other side. It was a 5-point. It's actually unbelievable. I missed this. Well, it's probably covered up, because that pile was there last year, and I remember looking really hard in that pile because there was a lot of deer tracks in there, and here this was laying right here the whole time. So I missed it last year, but that point was sticking right out of the water, and I seen that from a mile away. Boy, we're freaking doing good right now. Awesome. This has turned into a pretty good outing. I went over 2 miles without finding anything, and then the last 20 minutes I've found 1, 2, 3, 4 horns. All right next to the field. I should have been just hunting close to this field. I'm gonna probably grid search this looking for HLB. It might be right out in the field, because if you look, there's deer tracks everywhere out here. Might just drive up and down the whole thing looking. Probably obviously goes without saying, but you know, whenever you're looking for sheds and there's a fence crossing, you obviously want to go up and look at that pretty close. I found a lot of sheds, you know, right next to fences where they've jumped and they've knocked them off or tried to go under them, and there's a lot of bedding right here off the edge of the pasture. See where there's lots of deer crap and beds right here. There's a huge trail. It comes right up through here parallel to the pasture. I haven't found anything over here yet, but there's this patch of hemlock and pines right here that there's a lot of deer that always bed in here each year. So we'll go up and look pretty close in there and see if we can't find a shed. Whoa! Almost went down. I'm just walking the edge of this pine thicket here, and we've got a dead little buck up here. I can already tell which one it was. That from last year, this buck disappeared during archery season. It's got 1 beam on one side and it's got 3 points on the other. He was spending a lot of time right on Cherry Ridge right here. So I don't know what happened to him. The road's right up there, so he might have got hit in the road, or there's a spine right there. Geez, look at all the little bugs on that. What in the world? The bones are covered in bugs. Kind of a unique buck. I definitely remember it, just because it's got that 1 beam with no points on it. Not how you want to find them at all. But this deer obviously didn't have any genetics that would have been too exciting for years to come. Not a shed, but some horns. Look at this highway that goes right around the corner of the fence. This is all a bedding area in there. And my stand on the ridge is about 100 yards right that way. And I couldn't count how many times I heard chasing in here and heard, you know, deer going through the water, and I just couldn't see them because of how thick this is. And a lot of them are sneaking right through the edge. I really need to get a stand right here on this corner to cover this. You know, if we figure we got prominent winds out of the southwest, I need to be over here somewhere so my wind's blowing out toward the road, really. I'm actually going to plant all this to food plot this year. So this is going to be a real game changer, and we're going to be able to hold a lot more deer in here. And I want to hunt it from the edges, really, instead of going in and blowing these deer out. But looking for a place to put a stand doesn't look too promising here. Really, that would be a good tree. You have good backing, but the issue is you'd hardly ever get to hunt it because of the wind. You need to wait for a wind out of the east, which hardly ever happens. But that would be a killer spot right through here. Well, I'm down here on Carl's food plots. He's in here somewhere looking. He searched these food plots really good and was able to come up with that little 8-point shed, but we're still, of course, looking for HLB. I should call Carl and let's mess with Carl a little bit.
Your call has been forwarded to an...
Hey, Carl.
Holy shit, you're finding all kinds of stuff.
I know. How hard did you look in your food plot?
You were in the food plot?
HLB's laying right in the middle of it.
No. you're
Yeah, I'm just yanking your chain.
Oh.
I'm out here though in your food plot, and it looks like you got it covered pretty good. I can't go 5 feet without finding a boot track.
Right? I'm up here in the section below yours, trying to cover what I haven't covered on my tracking before.
Yeah, go up into ours too. I mean, I've looked as hard as I could up there, and this is pretty incredible. Look at this stem on that. There isn't a single leaf left on these. They've ate them all. The deer have. Okay, I think we're gonna call it quits on today. Ended up walking about 4 miles, and we got 3 sheds, a deadhead, and that broke off horn from that really pretty nice buck. That's gonna be a really nice deer next year. It's got some wormholes in the back, but not too bad a day, really. We'll get back after him shortly. I'm gonna go get my hair cut and get ready for work again, and we'll be back after him maybe next weekend. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm over here at Matt's. He's gonna give me a haircut. You guys have met Matt and seen him give me a haircut in the past, but he was showing me he's at 7 sheds on the year. These are 2 of his bigger ones, and then look at this one that he found. That is unbelievable. How freaking cool is that? That's incredible. Hey.